Good morning, sir. I'm Archana KS, first MBA. My topic is Williamson's theory of managerial utility maximization. Williamson has developed managerial utility maximization theory as against profit maximization. It is also known as managerial discretion theory. In large modern firms, shareholders and managers are two separate groups. The shareholders want the maximum return on their investment and hence the maximization of profits. The manager, on the other hand, have consideration other than profit maximization in their utility functions. Thus, the managers are interested not only in their own emoluments but also in the size of their staff and expenditure on them. So, this model suggests that managers' self interest focuses on the achievement of goals in four particular areas, that is, high salaries, staff under their control, discretionary investment, and fringe benefits. Next is the manager is expected to follow policies which maximize the following components of his utility function. First one is expansion of staff. The manager will like to increase the quality and number of staff reporting to him. Next one is increase in managerial emoluments. Managerial utility also depends on managerial emoluments. It includes facilities like entertainment allowances, luxurious office, staff car, company fund, pretty secretaries, etc. Last one is discretionary power of investment. Managerial utility also depends on the discretion of the manager to undertake investment beyond those required for normal operations. The manager is in a position to invest in advanced technology and modern plants. Thus, the managerial utility function is U is equal to F of S M D. It will be read as managerial utility is a function of additional expenditure on staff, managerial emoluments, discretionary investment. Further, Williamson regards price P as a function of output X, expenditure on staff S, and the state of environment, which he calls a demand shift parameter E, so that P is equal to F of X S E. In order to formalize his model, Williamson introduces four different types of profits: actual, reported, minimum required, and discretionary profits. Denoting R is revenue, C is total production cost, and T is taxes. Then actual profit is pi R is equal to R minus C minus S. If the amount of managerial emoluments, that's M, are deducted from the actual profits, we will get reported profit, that is pi R is equal to pi A is equal to M is equal to R minus C minus S minus M. Next is the minimum required profits. It will be denoted as pi 0. This is the lowest level of profits after paying taxes which the shareholders must receive in order to hold shares of the firm. Since discretionary profits, that is D, or what remains with the manager after paying taxes and dividends to shareholders, therefore D is equal to pi R minus pi A minus T. To explain Williamson's utility maximization model diagrammatically, it is assumed for the sake of simplicity that U is equal to F of S D, so that discretionary profit D are measured along with the vertical axis and staff expenditure S on the horizontal axis in the below figure. FC is the feasibility curve showing the combination of D and S available to the manager. It is also known as the profit staff curve. U1 and U2 are the indifference curve of the manager, which shows the combination of D and S. To begin, as we move along the profit staff curve from point F upwards, both profit and staff expenditure increase 0 till point P is the profit maximization point for the firm, where SP is the maximum profit level when OS staff expenditure are incurred. But the equilibrium of the firm takes place when the manager chooses the tangency point M where his highest possible utility function U2 and the feasibility curve FC touch each other. Here the manager's utility is maximized. The discretionary profit OD is equal to S1 M or less than the profit maximization profits SP. But the staff emoluments OS are maximized. However, Williamson points out the factor like taxes, changes in business conditions, etc. by affecting the feasibility curve can shift the optimum tangency point like M in the figure. Similarly, factors like changes in staff emoluments, profits of stockholders, and by changing the shape of utility function will shift the optimum position. Critical appraisals. This model is also superior to Baumel's sales maximization model because it is it also explains the fact involved in Baumel's theory. Williamson doesn't treat sales maximization as a single criterion like Baumel's, but as a mean of the manager for increasing his staff and emoluments. This approach is rather more realistic. Further, in Williamson's model, output is higher and profit and price are lower than in the profit maximization model. Sibertson has shown that Williamson's model preserves the results of the normal profit. Maximization model is in condition of pure or perfect computation. Thank you.